being a spiritual leader who's gone to seminary, I get these wild questions like, will God send people to hell, Gil, if they don't believe in Jesus? Here in the West, we ask such linear questions. Jesuit priest and scholar and alcoholic Brennan Manning, my kind of guy, used to say, you Bible-thumping Christians get all caught up with these like litmus tests for finding out if a person is really a Christian. Like, we're always trying to find that out. Like, if you have like gay friends and you hang out in bars or whatever, you're probably not a believer. Or, Planned Parenthood is evil. Here, take this sign and pick it like a good little Christian. If you do that, then obviously you're on God's side. Or you can't be a Christian and vote for that big orange guy in November. That's not good. You can't be a Christian and vote for that Alzheimer's guy either. Jesus never picketed anything. He hung out with the sexually broken. I don't care whether you're homo or hetero or trans or non-binary. If you have a penis or a JJ, you're probably sexually broken, which is one reason that got Jesus hung on a cross. He loved to hang out with people who just weren't getting life right at all. And Jesus never once told anybody who to vote for. He's not in a wad over this November, and he isn't checking on who's wearing a mask right now to find out if they're a Christian or not. Manning says we couldn't hit the ocean if we stood on the beach when we think like that. He says it's about God's inexhaustible power and tender grace. Get lost in that. If you're into all these litmus tests about what camp you're in, you've missed the ocean. And I agree. Look, God doesn't send anyone to hell. That whole thing is on you and me. If you want God and you thirst for him, then his arms are wide open to you. He gives you your will. If you don't want to be around him, he gives you your will there too. And you know right now which one you are. And if you're the latter, God is still waiting for you on the front porch with his telescope looking as far out as he can see for you. He just is in love with you. It's part of a story Jesus tells in Luke 15. He says that there's this crazy dude who runs off to Vegas and blows all of his dad's money on casinos, alcohol, and hookers. He's a complete mess. He goes bankrupt out there, and then the coronavirus hits and he's stuck there homeless. And while he's in detox, there's a food shortage. So one night about 2 a.m., he dips out, rolls the dice on how much his dad will love him by going home. He starts to head home. A few weeks later, the sun's setting, dad's on the front porch, and he's got his telescope out, and he sees his son coming home, and he stands up and takes off, like sprints out there, running to his boy, Rocky theme playing on his Beats by Dre. And his love for his boy isn't big. We find out it's endless. He tackles his son, and they're both sobbing, and what happened in Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas. The boy starts telling his dad, but Dad, you don't understand, I lost my tooth, and I got a face tattoo, and there was this tiger and Mike Tyson and STD in jail. And his dad cuts him off, and he goes, I don't care. I'm not keeping score. I just wanted you to come home. The story shows up in other spiritual texts like the Buddhist Lotus Sutra as a son having to work his way back into his father's good graces. And in the Quran, Muhammad says, God does not love the prodigal son. He is a waste of a life. See, with God, it's not multiple choice, right? Buddha, Allah, Joseph Smith, or Jesus, some sort of multiple choice test. Jesus, ding, 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 you're in. Allah, oh my gosh, you're going to hell. Here's your fireman outfit. It goes so much deeper than that. It's about your heart. We all have an endless loving Father who's on the porch, Jesus says, with his telescope out and his Nikes on, with so much hope and anticipation waiting to see us and run to us. I came home in March 1985. God tackled me and he hasn't let go, see? It's your turn. Love you.